Hey, it's Robbie here. Welcome to the second iteration of Robbie's Rant. I've got an amazing topic to share with you today. It's actually based upon a conversation I had with a client just 2 days ago. He's like, hey, Robbie, I'm talking to this other group at the moment, and they're going to do this, and this for me. I just got a quick question. I've been following you guys for a while. What makes you guys different? And I was like, righto, mate. There's a few things that makes us different. This is what it's all about. Got a couple of points over there on the notes. So this is what most other property coaching firms do for you. They'll meet you, they'll coach you, they'll probably put a plan together for you. They'll get a little finance assessment done, so make sure like the left and right of arc about how much you can borrow, so you can make sure you're buying the right property in the right location for the right price. They'll then share with you some research, so you look at a couple of different locations, and then they'll go and find a property for you in that location. Now, sometimes that is all done on the very first call. Imagine that. You know how the sequence goes, right? Know, like, trust, then do business with someone you can relate to, someone you get on well with. That takes time. It actually makes me sick to think that there are bloody businesses out there right now that jump on the phone with someone, they might have made a little email inquiry, learn more about their circumstances, quickly put a plan together for them, bring an old mate that works in the same business to do a finance assessment and go, oh, before you go, I've got this actual one-time opportunity for you. Here's this property. Here's this location. I know you've never heard of it, but we'll worry about all that later. You should submit an expression of interest on this property right now. Otherwise, someone else is going to buy it for you, and the fear of missing out is going to be so high. Please, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I think it's a great idea you take this property off the market right here and then. I just cannot fucking understand how businesses exist when they're like, just met someone. They go from no to do business without going through the know, like, trust, buy sequence as far as that goes. So it says to me, Robbie, so that's what they do. So look, I brought up their website. No names, no pack drills here. Big firm, offices in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. He had a little consult here in Brisbane. So I'm like, all right, cool, yep. Coaching and planning, yes, we do that. Finance assessment, we do that. We don't do it in-house. You have a chance to speak to your mortgage broker completely separate to Axon. So yes, we introduce you to the mortgage broker that looks after all of our clients, but she doesn't wear an Axon shirt. So there's complete de-conflict of interest as far as that goes. Yes, we go ahead and share with you research, so you're absolutely buying the best properties in the best locations. And of course, we get access to off-market properties at the wholesale rate, so you don't have to compete with the rest of the sort of market there. I said, so, mate, we do all those things. Absolutely we do. But your question was, how are we different? I said, well, there's actually a few elements to this. I said, after you had, before you even had that first meeting, say you made a little email inquiry, before you went in and had that 2-hour coaching session with them, did they give you an education pack? Did they give you a slide deck? Did they give you a video to watch? Did they give you a tutorial which basically steps you through everything you need to know about how to be successful in the property game? And he looked at his wife, he's like, no, we didn't get anything like that. I said, well, that's the first thing. We focus on your education. We focus on teaching you what the fuck is going on in something that you weren't taught about at school. So it's really, really important that your Axons work properly from an education and mindset perspective, that you do know what you're doing, because this is a life skill that you're learning. No worries, then we'll do the coaching, because then we can apply all that generic information to your individual circumstances. I don't understand how another firm can coach someone based on what information? Based on your goals, yeah, got it, no dramas, but based on what do you know about the market? There's a massive disconnect as far as that goes. So education is the first thing, which is the big difference. So, okay, then we do the coaching, then we do the finance assessment with the mortgage broker. I said, all right, mate, no worries, next thing. Now that we know that the plan works, now that we know that the numbers work, did they then give you a playbook, a purpose playbook that says, here's every step and everything that you need to know about identifying a block of land, choosing the right builder, going through the 6-month build process, finding tenants at the end, getting your building inspections in place, insurances, all that other stuff? Have you got, if you're laying in bed staring at the ceiling, going, hey honey, where are we up to with this build again? Do you know? You don't have that playbook where you can get out and go, that's exactly where we're up to, and here's the next steps coming along. So there's the second major thing. They don't focus on education. They don't give you a playbook to follow along. So what about risk? Surely during that 2-hour coaching session with them, you would have sat down and went, hey, oh, by the way, here's all the things that can go wrong. Here's the most dangerous course of action. Here's the way that you can prevent those things going wrong. And oh, by the way, if Murphy's Law does strike, you can cure it straight away. Surely you would have been given like a really simple and easy to understand risk management plan. And now his wife gets involved. She's like, no, we definitely have not got a risk management plan. And this guy's a warrant officer in the army. I said, righto, please tell me that you would never deploy your troops outside the wire or even go on an exercise outside of the front gate of your unit if you didn't have a risk management plan in place. He's like, absolutely not. I said, well, why is it that you're even thinking about undertaking a property journey with another group and they're not even talking to you about the risk? So that's 3 things so far. No education, no process, no risks involved. Then, of course, like everyone else, go find the right location, find the right property, put your expression of interest in. That's pretty standard terms. And then I said to him, so we focus on brand new land and builds. We know that. Reduce the risk, maximise the cash flow. He goes, yeah, I learned that from the educational videos you guys got from me. I said, well, thanks for that. This is why you're back here talking to me now. I said, who's going to project manage the build for you? You're busy. You're a full-time warrant officer in the army. You're busy. You've got a job. You work in the medical sector as the wife. I said, you guys don't want to be dragged down into the vortex of trying to, project manage the build by yourself. And they looked at each other and went, well, yeah, I mean, these guys were just going to help us find the property and sort of submit the expression of interest. So, we thought we were just going to communicate with the builder. And I'm like, no way in the world. We've got a dedicated build support team. We've got Jane, who heads up our build support team with 10 years experience. She works with 3 other veterans who are all property investors or homeowners themselves that have built multiple properties, and they take care of the whole building process for you. You've got a single point of contact here at Axon, and you just ring them and you get your weekly update, your daily update. You forget about the fact you're even building a property because Axon's doing all the stuff for you. So it's about coaching, it's about education, I should say, it's about process, it's about risk, it's about the build support. So there's the 4 key elements so far. 2 more to go. And I guess it's something that we're really, really proud of right now. Over the last 12 months, did you know 46% of all of the new properties and all of the new clients that we've had, let's call it 200 or so, 46% of them have all been repeat clients. That is people that are building their next property with us. Why? Because we've got an ongoing coaching and mentoring system as part of Axon. We care about doing a hot wash after the build is finished. We'll check in with you 6 months later. We'll then rejig your plan 12 months later, get a valuation done, see if there's any equities to see if you can go again. So it's really important that we actually put a plan together. So I guess, by the time I got to this stage, I'm like, can you now see, mate, there's not one thing, what makes you guys different? There's actually a myriad of things, that makes us really, really different. One of the things I really, really despise about some other firms, some other property coaching firms in the business right now, is that they do everything in-house. Now that might, on the surface, that might seem easy because everyone's here, they're under the same roof. But in my opinion, the guy or girl who's sourcing the property for you should not be the same person who is, or the same business who's doing the finance for you. They certainly should not be the same business who's doing your legal, soliciting work, nor they should be the same business who's looking after your tax and financial planning affairs. You have direct and unlimited accesses to those businesses that we introduce you to with no commercial relationship, between Axon and those, but you have that third party relationship with them to make sure that you are solely being looked after and there's never any conflict of interest back to Axon. And the last little bit that wraps it all up here, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish off my second little rant here, I said, by the way, you're a defence member. You've done 15 years. You've done multiple postings. You're in the rock and roll of the posting situation. From an overall strategy position, does anyone in that firm have a defence background? He's like, oh, I don't think so. I said, well, how can they know you in the same way we do? We've got 10 veterans that work in the business. We've got over 120 years of military experience, Army, Navy, Air Force, male and female. Pretty much got it covered no matter what, right? So I guess at the end of the day, I said to him, you don't know what it's like to have pulled on a uniform if you've never pulled on a uniform. So, at the end of the day, you're working with people that don't truly understand the essence and the soul and the fabric of who you are to make sure the planning we do is absolutely to the highest level. And then I guess within the last little bit there is all about community. For us, it's not about, you don't come to Axon to buy a property. Yes, it says Axon Property Group underneath those bloody signs and those awards. Axon Property Group, got it. We choose the property asset class to be successful in our wealth creation endeavours. But it's all about the community. Like everything that with myself and Dan and Dana doing the coaching sessions, sometimes I feel like I'm a padre. Sometimes I feel like I'm a marriage planner, I'm a marriage counsellor, I'm a careers guidance guy. And oh, by the way, we put a property strategy together as well, because it's the overall picture. It's the overall life plan about how it all works. And there's just no fucking way these other civilian firms that are out there right now posing as specialising to help defence members, and they don't have fucking anyone in their firm who's got a skerrick of ex-defence, membership with them. Final point. There's one firm out there, no names, no pack drills. They're offering a $10,000 giveaway, $10,000 bonus to get started. No, I'm just like, come on, man. I got burnt by property spruikers back in the day, and $10,000 is $10,000, right? Let's not fucking discount that for a second. But in a market which is going so well, in a market which is booming and going up in value, in a market where there's such high demand, I just ask myself and I ask you to ask yourself the same question. Why does anyone need to be able to give away $10 just to open up the door, or that's called clickbait, to make the fucking phone ring to go, oh, hey, I don't care that you're not defence. I don't care that you do all those other things. How do I fucking get my 10 grand? Let me assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that 10 grand is built into something somewhere that you'll have no idea about. So don't be an idiot. Don't be a fool. Don't be a young guy like I was when I went, I don't fucking need any coaching. I can do my own bloody sort of research. No one's going to take advantage of me. If someone's offering you 10 grand to do everything for you for free, it probably seems too good to be true. What do? Run the other way. There's Robbie's Rant, episode number 2. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later.